What's up, everybody? Welcome to another season of A&M Political Views. We are happy to be back with you guys. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
Hey, y'all, it's been a minute. We missed you guys. There's been a lot going on since the last time we seen you guys, talked to you guys, or whatever. Taking back Muskegon this summer, we just want to say that we had our summer youth program and very successful. We couldn't have done it with the help of all of our supporters. List is so long. We can go on and on. But it was a lot going on, and not only the summer program. I mean, we had a lot of events going on, so we was pretty busy this summer, you guys. But at the same time, we felt we still had an obligation to, still keep you guys, up on the political aspects of the system too, because not to mention elections are coming up, y'all.
Yes, definitely had to come back around before election time come and let you guys know what's going on and who's who
and what's what.
And what's what. Know, we can't let these elections go by without knowing. So, we've just been sitting around thinking, and we came up with something called Learn More so we can do more. So these next few months, all the way until even after the election, you guys, we will be learning more about politics so we can do more. And what we mean by that is we want everybody to learn about politics because politics affects us. Even though we think it doesn't, it truly does. Because who we put in positions in our own local community affects us. If they don't think, if they can't really get out here and understand the needs of the community within the community that we elect them to work for us, then we need to start changing it. And I think we need to start right here and right now with these elections that are coming up, especially within our local government, because that's what affects us the most. It affects your gas prices. It affects your water bill. Taxes. Some of y'all might not even know your water bill go up between 2 and 7. That is the highest. That is the highest your bill will go. And then after that, your bill goes down. But your rates go up between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Now, if you think about
it, like electricity does too.
Yeah. That's what I said. The lights.
Lights. Okay.
Well, your lights and your water. Actually, your
water too.
I think I want to say maybe I meant to say your lights.
No, but it is like if you didn't, okay.
But it's like, but truly, if you think about it, that's the time you got a lot of people getting out of school. You got a lot of people getting out for work. That's the time people got to, those are your peak hours. You got to cook, you got to wash, everything before your kids go to bed and everything. So you guys got to start. We really got to start paying attention to what's going on within our community, because if we don't, we get left behind. Just like
because a lot of them they won't even inform you, and that's why me and Michelle, I keep saying, like, get involved into the political system as much as possible. And I'm not saying run for anything, but I'm just saying be in the know and be conscious of it, because honestly, since we've been really more involved in the political field and stuff like that, and being more conscious of it, we see so much division within them, within politicians and their fellow politicians. It's almost like a gang within a gang, within itself.
They say, how can they stop the gang violence in the streets? It's only one difference. One uses guns and the other uses word games and the pen.
Also mightier than the sword.
I mean, it's truly. I mean, we have to start leading by example if you're gonna be in these seats. If you're gonna be in these seats, don't backbite to get to where you're going. I mean, and that's been for a long time. I'm not saying it just started now, because politics been this way for a long time.
And on all levels.
And yes,
on all levels.
Not just the local level, on
national
the
level,
national
on the state level,
yes.
all of that.
Yeah. It's and it shouldn't be that hard to do something that's right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's been my biggest question all year. Why is it so hard to do what's right? I mean,
Because you know they want it for the title. They really don't want it for the actual position that's required. You know, to maintain that position. You know, if you're a teacher, you're required to teach. You know, whatever. So they just want the title. They don't want the work that come behind that title. They
and
just want
that's why we really have to be mindful
to.
of
Mm-hmm.
who we put in positions,
Mm-hmm.
especially in our own communities, you guys. It is so
And they affect
important.
us directly
Yes.
because they are every day. You know, we see them every day. Our local mayor and council members and stuff like that.
Or at least we supposed
We
to see
supposed
them.
to.
We don't have to see you every day, but we should see you in the community walking around sometimes, not just segregated places. And yes, I said segregated places because that's what it is. I mean, yeah, sure enough, in certain places we can find plenty of people, and it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
then let them go on the common level, you'll never see them there. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, that little circle, they gonna always visit and
Mm-hmm.
support, you know, and
And you
that's
know what?
fine.
Word of advice, man. And I didn't mean to cut you off. To all the in this even to the people who are in these positions and the people who are running for these positions. That same energy that you putting out when you running,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like you out kissing babies, taking pictures, and you know doing all that, getting involved, and you know, please, when you are in these positions, once you get elected, or once you are elected, or once you maintain these positions, please keep that same energy, y'all. Don't just show up and just
Definitely. So if you out here saying you for your community,
and
you
you
for
out
the
here
youth,
doing whatever you're
then
doing.
let's see you out here doing it for the
Don't
youth.
wait at you once
Not
you
just your
win.
cousins, not just
Yeah,
your friends,
nah,
but youth that you don't even know. Become a difference in somebody' new
be
life.
approachable.
Yes. Make sure you out here with everybody, not just a certain few.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah. And
that's
that's
what the
part of the where the
community looks.
division
That's
starts.
yes, because honestly, the community looks at that. People really look at that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Some of these politicians and stuff like that. It's certain parts of the Muskegon they haven't been to. They won't go to.
and
They
that's
won't go
sad.
to, and that's
That's
sad.
truly sad.
They won't go to.
Because if you sitting on one of these boards and you haven't been within your own community, then how can you say then you are the you are the leader
Mm-hmm.
of that community,
Mm-hmm.
or you are for the community?
Yeah, and how can
And
you promote unity and it's all these and really it's like she was saying they still gang. So how can you say okay we need to come together and work on the betterment of our fellow man and within y'all just around amongst the politicians is certain ones against against the other ones and they kind of bickering back and forth and to the point they ain't getting nothing done and now it's a power struggle and you know what I'm saying it's like it's to that point where and ain't nothing getting done and I was just like an ego who got the biggest ego and who pride and
not only that, it's to the point where you have people who've been in certain spots for so long to where they just don't
they feel
want to
like they
give
ain't
it
got to
up,
do
you
nothing.
know?
They just want that seat
Yeah,
because that's
they
all they
want that
got.
seat, but they don't have to do
Yeah, they
anything
ain't got to do
to
nothing.
keep that seat. You know, it's like, oh, this is my spot.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's time. I'm like this. If we
pass it
have the
down
same
sometime.
results from that same
Or it's
program
getting
that you putting
worse.
out, or it's getting worse, then
Let it go,
obviously
man.
it's time for a change. True enough, some changes we might not like because true enough, there have been changes that I might not agree with, but I agree that we do need change.
Mm-hmm.
And I might not like the way that it's being approached or being handled, but I agree that we need change because nothing has worked thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, we need to put people in places that aren't afraid to, step up and speak
Mm-hmm.
out when they know certain things are wrong.
And they really have a passion for the community. It ain't
Yes.
about how they can line their pockets, how they can, use the perks or whatever it is to being on, certain seats. No, we need the ones who really have a passion for the community and not their own personal gain and personal benefit. Because that's a lot of that going on right now too, y'all.
Yes, and it's truly sad because man, I know a lot of people. I've been truly asked why I won't run for stuff, and me personally, you guys, I just choose not
As
to.
of right now, I just be like, nah, because yeah, go ahead.
I just don't want to do it right now because when I go in this, I guarantee you, I'm gonna go in it. But it's not the right time for me. And when God let me know it's my right time, trust me, I'm going to step in my rightful place where I know I need to be to help make that difference. So don't think I'm giving up because I'm definitely not. But I just know it's not my time yet. We just don't want to jump into anything, you know, without knowing where we going and
And
without
why we doing it
and why
without a
we
plan
doing it.
behind it? Because we
We
don't want it just for the title,
Right.
y'all.
We want to make sure when we go into something and when we get in one of these positions,
We want
we
to
able to
be,
make that difference to help bring
man,
back to our community and help make a change within our community. Because that's what
mm-hmm,
it's all about, you guys. So now we
mm-hmm,
can't just jump into stuff and don't be able to have that plan and
mm-hmm.
in motion. Because when we step to the table, trust and believe me, we're gonna
It's
have
gonna
that
be a
plan
plan
in
behind it.
motion.
Yeah.
And
I
so
mean, and really, and I mean, and we really appreciate the people who did come out, who were running, and who came and showed their face at the summer program. It was a pleasure meeting you guys. We wish you the best of luck. Um, it was some that we felt like, okay, they pretty cool, and it was some it's just something about he or she is just saying, But either way, at the same time, we wish you all best of luck. It was an experience, and like I say, okay, if you're gonna come out and do what you do with us, keep that same energy when if you're elected, even if you ain't elected. If you that's why I say you got to have a passion for the community, because even if you ain't elected, you still should be out there, grinding and going, going hard for your
even if
community
it's
with
not with
cleanups or
us,
what. Even if it ain't with us, you
you
still
know,
supposed to be out there just because it need to be done. It's a need. So even if you don't get elected, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Even if you are elected, keep that same energy. Still be out here banging with and reaching out to different nonprofits and partnering with them and whatever it takes to whatever to get the job done. But keep that same energy. That's what I'm saying. Don't just come out here and smile in our face because you want to vote
yeah,
or you want to attach your name to something. No, I mean we ain't stupid, But at the same time,
definitely.
keep that same energy. And that's why I really one of our things is we out here every day for real, y'all. We out here every day trying to do what we do for our community, and we don't want to win. Like she just said, we don't want a position. We ain't ready for no political position. We doing it because it's a need. Keep that same energy, and you know what I'm saying. Like don't do it for just votes of your own personal gain. You out here, I want to come out here and see y'all or whatever, whatever. Like I say, some was cool and some some gave a good vibe, some gave a bad vibe. But at the same time, keep that same energy, and that's gonna tell a lot. Because if you don't have a passion for it, that says it all right there. Some of
Definitely.
them we still communicate with. Some of them we ain't seen since. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know?
I don't know. But either way, some of them still out here grinding. Some of them we don't see no more. Whatever. But again, like keep that same energy still, because it's a need. It ain't about you. It's about our community, y'all. So again, that's why, like she was saying earlier, how can y'all promote people to be unified, and there's so much division amongst. I mean, from like she said, from the national level all the way down to the local. It's division. It's gangs. I mean, and not gun violent gangs, but it's different cliques and different, circles,
For real. And
and
it's
they playing
crazy.
against each other. I mean, shoot, look at Republicans and Democrats, one red and one blue. That's like Bloods and Crips by itself. I mean, for real. But it shouldn't even be a division amongst the Democrat and Republican, because really we out here for the same thing. I mean, we should be, but like I say, my point is just keep that same energy, y'all, because again, it shows a lot when you out here running. Because even in the presidents, they make their appearances in the hood, and Trump came to Muskegon, and you know what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah. It's
You
a
know,
little old
yeah,
Muskegon.
we ain't seen them since. Since the election, we ain't seen them since. And I know they got an everyday job they gotta uphold, you know.
Unfortunately, I don't think it would care about homecoming. Nothing
Nah, I ain't gonna
personally,
care,
but you
but yeah, I ain't gonna sing, but the fact you ain't been here since, keep that same energy. What you here for, you know? But that's really exposing them. But like we were saying, you know, we gotta clean up the political system as well before we can even say, you know, we need to start doing this in our neighborhood and we need to stop the violence and all that, and, you know, promote unity in the community and it's division in the political system.
and don't think the community
And
don't
this
look
was,
at y'all when y'all coming in the community, especially around election time, because
yeah,
they'll really
because
be
they expect to
like,
see you again.
yeah, they'll be like, oh, you just trying to get that vote.
It's the first time I ever seen him in
Yeah.
here. You know
Who
what
is
I'm saying?
that? What they
What's his
do?
name? Who he run? Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I love the children and want to hug
you
everybody.
know, and that's truly how they look at it,
Yeah,
y'all.
ain't stupid.
So, and then half the time when they get to the voters booth and they get to the ballot, they looking at that ballot and they're gonna pick the first name that they recognize.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, of course, if you out here advertising and you got your name out here, yo, vote for so and so, vote for so and so, of course, that's what they're gonna do because that's the only name they done heard so far. You know, especially
Especially
if
if you
you
make
put
some type of impact.
right, or if you out here saying that you're gonna do this and you do that, you know, all they hear is what you gonna do.
What you gonna
So
do?
if you gonna say you gonna do certain things, then make sure you do them certain things after they elect you. Because see, then we come to the point where we hear, man, so and so done got up in there and they don't even do nothing. You know, dang, I hate I voted for them. So
There's a
let's not
a
even
lot of
have to
that.
go through, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's not have to go through all that. Let's
Right.
know who we voting for and why we voting for them
Do your
this time.
research, y'all.
Yes,
Like look
we
into.
definitely gonna try to have everybody who is running on this show. You know, we just gonna let them introduce themselves to y'all and tell themselves why
what they're about
and
and
what.
why should you vote for
Yes,
them.
you know,
I think that'd be a
we
good
not
idea.
bashing, we not nothing.
Nah,
We
we're gonna
just
let
want
them
them to be able to introduce
and
themselves
give them the
to the
platform.
community. Yes, a free platform, no gimmicks, no hoax, no favoritism. It is what it is. You know, whoever chooses to come on this platform and be like, look, y'all, you know,
This is what I
this is
stand
what I
for. This is
stand
what I'm
for.
about. This is why you should vote for me.
Yes, that's all we want to know. What are your three strong points? What are you going
Let's
to,
get a couple
you know,
questions. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
what are you going to provide for the community that's new? You know, what are you going to do different that hasn't been done already for the communities, for the let's say for the lower class communities. Let's keep it real, y'all, because everybody knows that them urban, them rural areas, they already taken care of. So we're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. We want to keep it real. And what we need to know is what are you going to do for those poverty level areas to help boost them up, to help give them a
Provide
helping
resources
hand
for them.
and provide resources for them. That way they can get a helping hand to move up into, you know, into some of those homes that y'all want to be able to build tax revenue on. We understand we need people to buy those $200 and $300 homes, but yet still we need the people that's living right here in this community already to be able to buy some homes that maybe they start out at, yes, maybe they can start out at 90 and 100,000 before we move on to, you know what I'm saying, to those 200 and 300. Let's start on that lower level first. Let's graduate them up, and in that way we can start rebuilding right here within our own community, whether it's Muskegon Heights or whether it's Muskegon period downtown. Let's just start building one another up, you guys, because we all we got actually.
Ain't gonna get it, man.
Honestly, because at the end of the day, we are all we have. You don't see no big companies coming in to save us, period. Especially Muskegon Heights. You don't see no major companies coming in here trying to say, hey, let's help them and rebuild. We have faith in them. So obviously, faith got to start within our own selves. So let's start changing who we put in these offices to put
seats and
in
stuff.
who we put in there, and we know they gonna do what's right for the community, and want to see our communities thrive as a whole, not just as a section or or a little majority or a little minority. Let's make it as a whole, because that's how little small towns prosper. If those southern little towns can prosper, there is no reason why
Cause they looking like
Muskegon,
Grand Haven and all them little spots and Holland and
man,
all. You be like, come on, man, they thriving.
yes.
Really I get kudos to downtown Muskegon. Downtown Muskegon is
I mean, you got to. They came
yeah.
up, they taking a parking lot and turning it into single apartments, starting at
Mm,
$384, one bedroom apartments and
mm,
nice looking apartments.
mm,
So I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy love right there. Like I told them,
mm,
kudos. I give y'all props.
mm,
When things is right, you gotta give credit what credit is due. You
mm,
know.
mm.
I truly hope Heights can follow suit somewhere. Take one of these. It's a whole lot of properties. There's nothing getting ready to be done.
I really wish they grabbed like somebody like do Lindbergh like how they did
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
It
Yeah.
would be nice. I mean, because there are so many homeless people out here. And this is
Mm-hmm.
another thing I want to touch on, you guys. There are a lot of homeless elderly. I have had two elderly people inbox me, and I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you ladies, but I have not forgotten about you ladies. Um, we get so many inboxes about so many different things trying to help
Mm-hmm.
people out. But these are the things that really kind of touched me. So, all you politicians, all you political leaders, we actually have elderly people who are homeless
Indeed.
out here, who are in need. Now, we work with the youth, and we can't help everybody. Lord knows, if we could, we would do what we would definitely be out there doing what we
We
can.
tried. We
We
have to an extent. I
Yes,
mean,
but we
but
we we have realized that this
mm,
this mission is a
uphill battle.
long lasting and an uphill battle, and
Yeah.
it's a lot. Um, but I am making this call out here to any company, any of the organizations who can help these ladies. Please get in contact with either Aviance or myself so we can get these ladies some shelter, because there is no reason why our elderly should be homeless right now.
Not, not
Um,
nobody, but
I look
elderly.
at it to them being as my grandmothers. I
Mm,
would want my grandmother to be homeless, regardless if my grandmother was there or not for me, or whatever the situation may be. There should never be a grandmother out here
elder.
homeless, an elderly person out here
Mm-hmm.
homeless. I mean, that's just something that's not acceptable. We have to respect our elders, because if it wasn't for them, there would be no us. So
Mm-hmm.
let's start respecting our elders, because even though we might not like to hear what they have to say, it's some wisdom in those
You can always
words.
take something out of what they,
Yes,
yeah.
you might not
And
take it in right then, because
it
trust
might not
me,
hit you a couple years, 5, 6 years from now. Like, you know what? I see what they was
definitely,
talking about now, or something,
definitely.
or
But I
whatever.
do
But
want to touch base on who's running for what and who's who. Okay.
well,
Um, for the downtown area, we have Steve Gowan, who is the current mayor and also running for reelection. Then running against him, we have Ken Johnson. Um,
he's running for
he's
city of
running for the
Muskegon mayor.
city of Muskegon mayor as well.
Mhm.
And then on the ballot for city commission, you have um, Dan. Um, then you have Dan Rizema, and then you have oh, I forgot the other lady's name. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like came to a total blank. You had to forgive me. But then you have uh, Kwame's wife. Uh, Oh my goodness. And I had, yeah, Rachel Clark also. I think I said her last name correctly. Yeah, Rachel. And I mean, I'm so sorry. I forgot your wife's name. I'm so sorry. I'm not really good with names, you guys. I'm best with faces. I should have wrote them down. But I do know definitely everyone that is running for Heights. For Muskegon Heights, you have Ronald Jenkins, who is running for City Council seat. Then you have Bonnie McGoffin, who is running again for to keep her seat. And then you have Andre Williams, who is currently also running to keep his seat. And then you have Miss Tamika Fox saying, who is running to keep her seat also as Mayor Pro Tem. Now, let me explain that. Let me explain how that works. Now, if Miss Tamika does not get reelected, that means she will no longer be Mayor Pro Tem, and she will not have a spot on that city council for this year. That means somebody else somebody else would have to get appointed as Mayor Pro Tem. So that we need to think about that as well when we are voting. So that's why, we kind of, like I said, learn more to do more. Because, I know a lot of people might not know that. So then we have Julius Muhammad, who is also running for city council. And then we have Miss Ebony Gemini, the poet, who is also running for city council. And then you have Miss Miss Deera Oaks, who is running for city council. And then you also have Robert Devise, who is also running for city council. And just to throw these out here.
What's up, baby? What's
also,
up, De'Ara?
You guys.
What's up, y'all?
Just to throw this out there, you guys, not only is city council time, right after city council, Ms. Rubenstein is giving up her seat. So Muskegon County commission seat, Heights commission seat will be up for grabs. So I know Mr. Daryl Page is planning to run for that seat. So it'll be interesting to see who all runs for that seat.
And now for the city of Muskegon Heights City Council, for that run, how many seats are available? Because
it's only 7 people running, but it's only 3 seats available.
Only 3 seats available.
So yes, so you guys, they have a lot of meet and greets. They've had a lot of
cameo appearances.
They've had a lot of lives. So please check them all
good luck
out,
to all
guys.
of y'all,
Yes.
man. Good luck to all of y'all.
I'm definitely gonna try to get footages of what everybody has and start posting them on our page. That way you guys can, take a look at what everybody has to say and judge on your own. Like we said, we're not bashing anybody, but we want to make sure that the right people in the right seats that deserve, because those seats are very important for us as a community. So, I mean, in these next years that they'll be sitting in those seats will be very crucial to us. Hopefully pretty soon we can find out what the Muskegon Heights financial audit was for this year, because I do believe it should be out by now, because it should be about time. So it should be public record, but I looked the other day and it wasn't there. So, that'd be a good question for the next city council meeting. And what is the Muskegon Heights financial budget for this year? Where are we at? So that'd be a pretty interesting conversation as well. Because, these are questions that community people we as, citizens, we need to start being aware of, why, if we are under budget or over budget, then why are we,
the community should be aware and what should be done.
Yes. So, what steps are going to be taken to correct it, and, and making sure that there are no favoritism when it comes down to purchases agreements, whether it's not, and also um, events. You know,
Mm-hmm.
let's make sure everything flows correctly and evenly across
Mm-hmm.
the board, because you can't make it hard for some citizens, especially citizens who aren't even part of that community, but you making it real hard for citizens that reside right there within that community. That's totally unfair, and it's time for a change. So we as the people of the community, we really need to start being aware of who we putting in these offices and why.
Mm-hmm.
um, like I said, it's not just locally, you guys.
It's from national all the way to local. Now it's to
Yes.
local.
I mean,
Yeah. So,
truly, it truly is. So,
but we got to start somewhere, y'all. I
and it's
mean,
gonna have to start with us. We're
it's gonna
gonna have to
start with
start
us. Yeah.
demanding more when we start
Yeah.
electing these people.
Yeah.
We need
Hold
to
them
know more.
accountable for what
Yes.
they promised you when they were running. Because some people say I'm about education, I'm about jobs, I'm about the they tell you what they're about, but once they get in those positions, you don't even hear nothing else about that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, what happened to about the education part you was talking about? They like, they ain't got to do nothing now. They got the seat now. They got the title, so
That's
they
right.
good. So we got to really start. I wish it could be like some type of subcommittee that was formed to, hold them accountable and kind of monitor. You know what I'm saying? And inform, kind of be that bridge between.
I think the higher levels should have somebody to do that actually,
Mhm.
because we put them in those higher levels for a reason. And then when our people locally go to these meetings and everything, because trust me, our people that who are in leadership here, they go to Lansing, they go to DC and meet these people
Mhm.
personally. So the people who are in higher levels, we need to start holding them accountable as well, to when our
Mhm.
people locally are doing things that we know aren't correct, especially when it's something that's really on my mind. I got to get it out. If you are a leader, I don't care who you are, if you are the president, if you are vice president of any corporation or anything, if you please respect people.
Yeah.
I mean, because the worst look you can have is when you disrespecting a citizen out in
That
public.
probably voted you into your office, into your
Yes,
seat that you hold currently.
truly, because people, whether you believe it or not, people watch.
Mhm.
Because I'm not even holding a seat or an office, but
Mhm.
people watch me. So I know if people watch me, I
Cause I
know.
watch people.
Yes. I
You
mean, we
know,
all watch people
yeah,
just to
to an
see.
extent.
Yes. I mean, we might be watching them to say, like, okay, wow, we want to see where they gonna take this
If
to
they
the
say
if
that who they say they are, and
right, if they're gonna really take this to the next level, or what they really
mhm,
about. So we really need to be mindful of what we do out in public. So
mhm,
if you out here acting a fool in public and disrespecting people in
man,
front of grandkids or in
right,
front of the community, period,
yeah,
that's just
mhm,
wrong. And
right,
I'm gonna say this: if you a man and you disrespecting women, you totally wrong. And any woman
mhm,
who agrees with that, I think we need to reevaluate ourselves, because we know for a fact that no man should ever disrespect a woman. I don't care what position you're in. No woman deserves to be disrespected. No one deserves to be disrespected. I don't care if
nobody
you
at that,
a
man.
man or a woman. I mean, we
But
just
then too, at the same time, if you hold this, and really, no person is better than the next, but if you're a public figure, watch what you do and watch what you say in public and watch what you say to people. Be mindful of what you say to people. Be mindful of the tone you use to people, because they watching you more than anything. They watching you more than they're watching me, just a regular citizen. So you got to be mindful of how you treat people, because again, all those slogans that you came out with when you was running, and we still remember that. So
Clearly.
you talking about you for the people, but then you sitting out there cussing somebody out in public, threatening them or whatever, or whatever it is. And come on, man, we remember that, so you gotta be mindful of that, man. And for real, like that's why we so kind of adamant on people who hold these positions, because it's like now they got these positions, they got cocky and got so cocky, and you can't tell them nothing. And now, I mean, I know some people they making a call to remove some people, but that's another story. But because of the way they treat people, because of the way people being treated, and you shouldn't be. I mean, nobody should treat nobody like that. Disrespect anybody, like she was saying. But 1 minute you kissing kids trying to get votes, and then once you get in that seat, you a whole different person. That's almost
Clearly.
like a person who ain't got no money, and then down the line they get some money, they change. You can't tell them nothing, or whatever. They got the title now. They good. They don't need you no more. Bye. And that's why I keep on stressing and keep that same energy when you was trying to get these votes. Treat people the same way. Treat people the same way when you was out there hugging kids. Keep hugging these kids. Keep taking pictures with them or whatever. Be approachable.
Definitely. Not just, you know, or when you think somebody else is doing something and you need to tune in to get on that wavelength. It shouldn't be a wave. We shouldn't be out here riding waves just to,
Riding coattails.
yeah,
Coattails.
it shouldn't even be like that. And I done seen a lot of that lately, for real.
Yeah,
And we should be out here doing it because that's what we
it's a
choose to
need,
do.
and it needs to be done.
Clearly. And if you can't do it because of that, then go on back in your lane where you really belong in. It's okay not to be in every lane. And me, I had to realize that myself. I can't be in every lane. I have to be in what is more passionate for me and where I know that I can grow in. And me, kids is my area. That's my thing. When I leave here, I know I'm gonna leave a lot of footprints behind to where kids gonna be like, you know what, Miss Michelle, I remember her. She was straight, she was real. You doggone right. And that's how I'm even down to my grandkids. I have to be an example for them foremost and foremost because those are my pride and joys. And that's what I look at right now. I'm looking at, okay, I'm a mother. My kids are grown, but at the same token, I'm a grandmother. Then I'm a big sister. It's a lot of people that look at me, as an example. And when I pass away from here, I want to be that
seed, left a seed of the planet.
That's right. I want to be that good example. Yes. I don't just want to leave here, you know, being known because that ain't me. No, I don't really care about all that. What I want, I want something. I want a smile to come up on a kid's face. When they think of me, like I remember Miss Michelle. She gave me my first job off the streets. She gave me that opportunity.
She said something that stuck with me that I always live by or something.
Real. I mean, that's what I want to remember. Or I remember my grandkids. My grandmama didn't play. She wanted to make sure we loved everybody and that we never disrespected anybody. We gave everybody a chance. And that's just something I just want to leave behind, to everybody we touch because I feel like that's what's needed right now. And I'm gonna continue to say that. And I think if we all work together as one, because we always say that we all on that same mission. Well, I can't tell because truly, from what I've been seeing right now, is a whole lot of competition trying to do the same mission.
And you know what? For real though, at the same time, yeah, we talking about the people in these seats, but on the flip side, we challenge you, the people, to get out here too.
Definitely.
I mean, because we can sit there and because really at the same time, really honestly, we started just picking up paper up and down the street. Just me and her just picking up paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, just imagine. I mean, and then we just regular, upstanding, tax-paying citizens. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't You know, we were just out there just picking up paper, picking up bottles, throwing them away, or whatever it is. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's cool to, I mean, because we vote for people to do stuff that we too lazy to do for ourselves sometimes. We can
Mm-hmm.
fall into that. I want to vote for him, and then he or she don't do what they said it was. We got somebody to point the finger at.
Yeah.
So we can sit there and vote for that person. They say they were gonna clean up the community or whatever, and they ain't do it. We can get out there and do it too.
It start with us too,
It
y'all.
start with us too. So
Definitely.
I challenge y'all too to get out there and do the same thing. Because it was a lot of stuff we was out there doing, you know, whatever it was we was doing, events or whatever, and you just seen people just sitting in their driveways chilling or whatever, and you
Watching.
know, just watching. You know, and we out there breaking and cleaning up and you know, cleaning up glass and sweeping up. You know, we did, it was a lot we did. We did cleanups, a couple cleanups. And you know what I'm saying? Like it was people that just rolled past and watched us. So yeah, I challenge, you know, just the general public, the community too, to get out here too
Definitely, because it
and
definitely
assist
takes us.
these people in these positions.
Because it ain't just us that have
It,
community cleanups. It's a whole lot of
yeah,
organizations that have
they
community
have them. It ain't
cleanups.
just
I
us.
mean, so you can participate in any, and most of
Oh,
them,
hold your own. Again, we just
yes,
went out there. It was just me and her. We just said, forget it. She hit me up like, hey man, let's get out here. And I think we went to Home Depot, grabbed
yeah,
some lawn bags, couple rakes, some gloves, and it was just me and her. And we just going up and down Peck and Broadway, and we were just sitting there cleaning up and just cleaning up. People ride past, they blew at us, but it was just me and her. Just imagine it if it was just, you know, if it was all. I mean, come on, man. That's why I say I challenge y'all too. We gotta help
definitely.
these politicians and people in office. We gotta help them too. We just can't give it to them and just expect them to just run it.
And let's say some pay it forwards this fall and this winter, because you know it's a lot of elderly out here, you know, and if you know it's an elderly person's home, shovel that snow for them, y'all. Shovel that
Yeah, go on, clear their
sidewalk.
walkway for them.
Clear their walkway for them. Don't
If
let
you
them
live
just
next
be
door and you
stuck.
cutting grass and you going all the way across to their yard too.
I mean, it's
You
simple
know,
things like that,
little simple things that
that can
make
help
everybody
out.
life easy. And
For
trust me,
real. I mean,
God gonna turn it around. He gonna make your life easier.
true. I mean, just if or if you know you got somebody next door and you
They
see
not
them,
able.
they not able,
Go over there and
or
pull
even
their
if they
garbage can to the
right.
front to the curb or something.
Sometimes y'all it might you might touch you might change a person just on what you do to show them like,
Hmm.
look, okay,
We in this
we
together.
in this together, so you know
Yeah,
what, I'm gonna do this for you today.
yeah.
Maybe you'll catch on and you'll do the same for me. So hey, if
Hmm.
you next door and you know that person ain't got no lawnmower or
Hmm.
whatever, or
Hmm.
don't got nobody to blow their leaves or
Hmm.
whatever, go handle that.
Hmm. Because that's
You
one
gonna get
thing.
your
Yeah,
blessings back
yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
It
And then
takes
you might just
us.
inspire them because this. I mean, it's like your, let's just say your neighbor see you taking care of your yard, you edging your grass and all that good
Chain
stuff.
reaction.
And they gonna turn around and see you got the only, you know, and they gonna follow suit eventually. They gonna follow suit and be like, dang, I think I'm gonna do that too.
Mhm.
And it don't take much. And they see you out there doing what you do out there in your yard. And, you know, even if it's, hey man, can I use your edges, man? Like, yeah, here you go. And then next thing you know, and the neighbors next door, and it might just turn into a chain reaction. But it got to start somewhere, y'all. It got to start somewhere. That's why I say it don't just it ain't just the politicians and yeah them too, but it's us too. It's us too, y'all. It take a whole it take a collective effort, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
it ain't nobody exempt from being involved into this movement that we need to happen, and that's from fixing the streets, cleaning the neighborhood, um, I don't know, for getting affordable homes, all that good stuff. I mean, it take a collective effort, y'all. It ain't just we just can't put it on one person. We just can't put it on because one person ain't got that much power. You know, the mayor, the city council, or you know whoever it is, they ain't got that much power to just clean up the whole hood by themselves. We gotta help them. You know, but at the same time, we gotta give us something. You know, give us something.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta give us something. You know, because some of them they ain't trying to help what we got until they see us doing it. And we seen that firsthand. we didn't ran a couple of things across some people, that's in those positions, and we didn't get no support. They didn't. That's another story, but point being, we didn't get no support from 'em, and why not? And it was something that, like, I'm gonna just say it. We was doing stuff in the projects, y'all. This summer, I ain't get all that. We was doing stuff. We had a whole a whole summer program in the projects, y'all. A whole summer program that lasted the whole summer. It was very few. I can't even think of. It was very. I can count on one hand people who was in our local government that even participated, that even supported. Yeah, we had like Mo and a couple other people, like Ronald Jenkins. He came through. Mr. Muhammad. It was a couple people. Mr. Muhammad. They came through and showed some support. But for real, it was a couple more. But whatever. That's besides the point. But we didn't get that much support. You know what I'm saying? Like through them, they didn't come through, and and we had a whole, what was it, 12 week
12 weeks.
12 week program in the projects. In the projects, we had the rims put up in there. It was a lot of stuff we did and cleanups, and it was a lot of them that didn't even come. Like they just figured it wasn't even. It was irrelevant. It was a waste of their time. I guess I don't know what the case was, but yeah, we trying to help y'all, but we need y'all to help us too. It's a collective thing. It's a collective effort. And again, and I remember we went to a city council meeting, and I remember Miss Michelle kind of went off on them and was like, some of y'all ain't even, whatever. They don't owe us nothing. We ain't expecting them, but it would be nice. Come on, man, if you see what's going on and some type of support. Now we did get some support from like a couple local churches, like Mr. Duran and his church.
Pastor
Like
Duran,
Pastor
yes.
Duran. Yeah, shout out to him.
blessings.
Thank you so much. He was a big blessing. And that's one of few local churches. Like I said, we don't expect nothing from nobody, but we got to help each other. And if we don't do that, and there's so much division and competition amongst each other, it ain't gonna get done. It ain't gonna get done, y'all, because all we sitting there, we looking at what the next person doing and ain't doing, and we comparing ourselves to them.
And what we also doing is, let's stop this. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
If you scratch yours, nah, just, do you need me? I need, yeah, I got what you need, okay, because this got to get done. It ain't even about, yeah.
Or I'm gonna do this for them because I'm gonna put them in my pocket.
I'm gonna put them in my pocket. When I need them, then yeah, I'm gonna need them to do this. Nah.
Like I'm gonna make them an offer they can't refuse type stuff. And to me, that's how I think. It's like, oh, okay, if you give me an offer, and I feel like it's an offer I can't refuse,
that's fine.
That's like to me.
But don't come to us with ulterior motives. Come to us with a pure heart. Because eventually, yeah, it's gonna come a time. Yeah, you helped us. It's gonna come a time we like, okay, you know what? I got you. We got you. Don't worry, because this is just how we do. But don't come into it with, I'm gonna do this for them because I know I'm gonna need them to do this for me before we even speak.
And that's just not with us, you guys. That's with
just
anybody.
In general, yeah.
Because this is a lot this is stuff that really go on. We say us because we don't want to put other people out there.
Yeah,
but it happens.
We just speaking in third person.
This really happens within our own communities. People really do these type of things. And we need our community to be aware of what's going on, like real talk. So I'm asking like everybody, if y'all can start hitting up those city council meetings. If they not available on Zoom, every other Monday, like this Monday coming up, is city council for Heights. Go and see for yourself, and go and learn for yourself, and look up who. They got a website, and it should be updated. And if it's not, call and leave a message and be like, hey,
it's all public information.
Yeah, everything is supposed to be public record. To every time they sell a lot, every time they sell a piece of land. Come on. It's a new marijuana place getting ready to open right there on Glade Street. Y'all want to know who bought it? Go look it up.
Go look it up.
It's public information. I mean, it's all right there for the giving for us to know what's going on in our community. And if it's not there, we need to know why. Like, everything. That's how you find out things. That's how you stay attuned to what's going on within your community.
So again, y'all, let's we just gonna end it on this note. Let's hold our people that's elected, our elected officials accountable. Let's do our research on them. Let's be more conscious of who we vote for. And we encourage, we'll continue to do our part, and I encourage everybody else to do your part on making this, just in general, making this a better place, because we need it, y'all. Without us, who we got?
Definitely.
And that wraps up another episode of A&M Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
You guys enjoy the rest of your night.